Hi folks, welcome back to Dragonfly Engineering. So this week we're with Bill again working on the vacuum tube radio, and he is at the precipice of doing a first power up in at least 15 years. Last time I powered this up I cut the cord off because it looked sketchy. So Bill's gone through and redone the wiring, and he's got a setup here, so why don't you describe how you bring up a old radio that you're resurrecting.
Sure, yeah. This is how you want to do any old tube radio that the first time you power it up. You find one in the attic, you buy one at an antique mall, whatever like that. This is the way to actually bring it up. What you want to use is a variac, which is a variable output transformer, and run that through an ammeter. So what we've got is the power coming in, 120 from the wall here, goes through the variac. I've got it set to 0 voltage right now. Then the output from the variac goes through the ammeter. This will show us the voltage and the current flowing through. And then the radio itself is plugged in to the output side of the ammeter here. Cool. So what I've got right now is I've got all the tubes out of the chassis, which again is what you want to do on an initial power up. All I'm looking for at this point is, did I make any egregious, terrible mistakes in wiring this thing, and just make sure there's no shorts to ground. So I've got the chassis in, I've got the speaker and the antenna hooked up. Interesting side note, the speaker is part of the power filtering in this. The speaker has a transformer on it. This is not a permanent magnet speaker. It's got a transformer, and that steps it up to 250 volts. So what you've got is a big electromagnet in the speaker. So again, that has to be hooked up to do the...
Not a rare earth magnet.
Not a rare earth magnet.
Or just an iron core magnet?
Not even that. It's just a coil.
A magnetic coil.
Just a magnetic coil.
That's
so
the stator. And
yeah.
then another coil is on the cone.
Yes.
So it's two magnetic coils.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
You have a steady magnetic field from the 250 volt electromagnet, and then the much more subtle voltages in the signal going to the speaker coil itself are what make the speaker move.
So, I just noticed a date code.
Oh, what's it say?
12J42. So is that
January 12th, 1942.
January 12th
yeah.
or June 12th?
I would guess it would be January. Pearl Harbor was bombed in December of '41, and we pretty rapidly went to all hands on deck. Everybody stopped building cars and everything else. Everything went to the war effort.
So this could be one of the very last ones they made for a few years.
That would make a lot of sense. Yeah, yeah. That's
Okay.
wild. So yeah, I've got the power turned on, the power switch is turned on the radio itself, but there are no tubes in the chassis. All we're checking right now is just the integrity of the wiring. So what I'll do here is I'll power up the variac, and it's got a voltmeter on here that shows the voltage output, and that's also indicated on the dial here. And this is a little sticky. What will happen, I'm going to bring up the voltage here, and we'll see the voltage starting to come up there. And right about 50, 60 volts, there we go. Now, yeah, okay, I'm at 50 volts here. I'm showing 0.03 amps going through this, which is a really good sign. I want to
50 volts is kind of the wake-up voltage or the self-powering thing with your amp and meter?
Yep,
oh, okay.
seems to be.
Amperage meter. Okay.
Yes, seems to be. So, but yeah, I can bring up the voltage here. I'm seeing 0.04, 0.03 amps, which is great. That's just very, very little bit of power draw here. Are we showing up there? There you go. Okay. Yeah, 75 volts, 80, 90, yeah, 0.07, 0.08, 0.09. I want to see less than a...
for smoke.
Yeah. What I want to see is less than...
Your lights are on.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. All right, yeah, the dial lights are on. Okay. What I want to see is less than a quarter amp of current here, and I'm at 0.15 at this point. And here we're at 120 volts, 0.19 amps, so that's a good sign.
Let me get the dial lights, but I think I can actually see those. Oh yeah, you can see that light right there.
Okay.
Right there. So we have some life.
Yes.
Humble beginnings.
All right.
Of course, we're bringing this up very conservatively.
Yes. But yeah, no excessive current draw. no smoke coming out of the chassis. These are all very good signs.
So 190 milliamps. Mm-hmm. I think that's a normal.
I think
that's probably just those 2 light bulbs.
Just those bulbs, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this back down, and what I'll do next would be to install all the tubes back into the chassis, and we'll repeat this test again.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Good step. No smoke.
No smoke. Yay! All right. So I've got the tubes all in place.
Cool. Boy, they look nice and shiny.
Yeah, I cleaned the heck out of the chassis in this thing. There was a lot of dirt in there. But again, all things considered, you know, as old as this radio is, it was remarkably, you know, just in remarkably good condition, and it cleaned up really easily. So that was really, really helpful.
Yeah.
And it's also a good sign that, you know, it was working up to the point where, you know, the insulations on, you know, internal wiring started going to heck and started throwing sparks and stuff.
Yeah, I guess in a vacuum chamber, I mean, everything is like kind of, there's no VOCs.
Oh, no.
Inside of a vacuum chamber.
No.
They're sort of designed to last an eternity, I guess.
Well, you know, they're spewing metal off, you know, you know, and that's what it meant, you know, they eventually go bad because either the heater filaments, you know, break up or, you know, again, they you know, lose wire basically, and to the point where they go bad. But these all appear to be in pretty good shape.
Okay.
So the trick here now will be to power it up. Now earlier I was saying that you don't want to see any more than about a 1/4 of an amp draw. Mm-hmm. Now I'm used to working on, you know, AA5s, All-American 5-tube design, which is like the common AM radio chassis from like the 40s, 50s, early 60s.
Okay.
This thing's got 10 tubes in it, so it's going to draw a lot more current. That being said...
Yeah, because they are basically like just infrared light bulbs.
Yeah, yeah. RTFM, check the manual. And so we have the drawing here, or the diagram. It says power consumption for this is 100 watts. So 100 watts divided by 120 volts, we should see no more than like 0.83 amps out of this thing. Okay. So let's see what happens.
That's at volume low, right?
Well, it's just...
Standing?
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
just normal use, you know. In use, that's what you should see. So, okay, I've got my variac turned down to 0. We'll bring that up. And again, yeah, the trigger voltage on my ammeter seems to be about 50 volts or so. And we know from earlier that, okay, oh, there we are, 50 volts right there, and we're at almost nothing. Oh, am I turned on? Do I have my power on? Ah, there we go. All right, so that's powered on. Oh, okay, so we're seeing 1/4 amp right there. But again, we're at like 60 volts here. We'll just kind of sneak this up. Well, we should start seeing tubes glowing around. Okay, good, good. The dial lights are on, that's great. And we should see tubes glow about 80 or 90 volts. We're at 82 now. Of course, it'll take a while for them to warm up. And we're still only seeing 0.3 amps. So it actually is a good sign that the current is going up with the voltage. It means current is flowing, but we're still under that 0.83 peak that we want to see.
Oh, I hear it.
And we're hearing speaker hum. This is good. Okay, 0.7 amps at 110 volts. Yeah, our hum is getting louder. Okay, we'll stop right here at about 120 volts, and we're at 0.82 amps. So what we expect.
I think I do see some glowing.
Oh yeah, there you are. Okay.
And there's
okay, yeah, do stay away from that chassis though.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this is wired so that the chassis shouldn't be hot, but I like to be paranoid about these guys. So what I'm going to do is, let me turn up the volume a little bit here. I got some good speaker hum. And let's see what happens here.
You tune in a channel?
Let's see what happens.
Oh.
That's what you always get. You always get, it's the Mexican radio station.
Oh. I thought that was Japanese for a second.
Oh, it's getting better as things warm up.
Oh, okay. Boy, these take a while to warm up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You're getting more bass.
Well, you know, we've got all these equalizer selectors on here too.
Oh.
I want to clean those up before we start messing with them, but The radio works.
Nice.
Yes.
And we got Latino music.
See if anything comes up here. Let me see. We got anything else local here? Just kind of creep around here. Yeah, see, this is still all torn apart up front here. But, I love the heft on this. We're showing that big old flywheel inside.
Probably helps with tuning.
Yes, yeah. And the tuning's geared way down. I mean, it's really sensitive tuning on this.
Well, that's huge. We actually heard voices through the. It was like our "Hello World."
Yes, yes.
Or Watson, come in here. What was the? Who was the? What did the radio guy say?
Watson, come here. I need you. Edison said that.
Oh, Edison. Yeah.
Some sort of Middle Eastern? Indian, maybe?
Yeah, sounds like it. Kind of reminds me of that drone in Empire Strikes Back on the snow world.
Yeah.
The snow moon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see. So anyway,
Cool.
it works.
Nice.
Now there's
Great
going to be,
job.
oh, thank you. I want to clean up all the contacts on these guys. We'll get the escutcheon plate back on. We'll see how these preset tuners work, or how we would, set those to local stations and stuff. And also mess with the antenna a bit as well, because if you come around this side, so we've got the wave magnet that we haven't messed with at all in terms of trying to get some better tuning, but I believe this is your standard AM long wire antenna, and this is basically just strung around the perimeter here.
Oh, okay.
So, we'll get this variac out of here, which is probably putting out a ton of 60 cycle noise. Get the antenna strung around.
You're at 820 milliamps.
Okay, right where we expect.
Exactly what the spec said.
Right where the spec says. So
That's really good to see.
I am
It's on spec.
unbelievably pleased with this.
Yeah, me too.
So yeah, we
definitely see the hum or the glow and the.
let me see. We
tubes now.
kill some.
Some of that is a reflection off of that.
Let's see here.
We turn all of that stuff.
Let's see here. Yeah, a little bit of Gene Shepard's warm glow of electric sex there, but. Anyway, so yeah, I am unbelievably pleased
So
with
some of these
this.
just don't glow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, some of them are shielded as well, so they may be glowing. You just can't see them all that well in there.
Nice.
But yeah, they're working, so yay. All right, so let me do a bunch more, contact cleaning and cleaning up, and get that escutcheon plate on the front, and yeah,
all sorts of stuff going on in some of these vacuum tubes.
Yeah. All right.
Neat.
But yeah, I am pleased no end that
Great job.
this is doing what it's doing. So.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh. A little something.
Yeah, it could be electrical noise from God knows what.
Cool.
But okay.
It's the neighbor's mill.
Okay.
Well, that's cool.
Yay!
Gracias. All right, I gotta get back.